Yeah, so look, I think the first benefit is absolutely control. So obviously fuel cards can only be used typically to purchase fuel. The control benefit is really a little bit more stringent than that in the marketplace. So as an example, if Martin has a van that runs on diesel, you as the business owner can set up that card just to purchase diesel fuel. So if Martin tries to fill up his wife's car that runs on petrol, that transaction will be declined. So, misuse of a business card is quite important for business owners, and that's certainly one of the major benefits of a fuel card versus a credit card. Another benefit that comes into play with fuel cards is that fuel cards break down the GST component of every transaction, which means that your drivers don't need to keep the receipts when they fill up on fuel on the fuel card. So every month you'll receive a statement. As part of that statement will show where the transaction was completed, how much fuel was purchased, the total amount of the fuel, but most importantly the GST component. And then you can use that information to be able to produce your BAS reporting or any other tax requirements that you require across your business. So that's absolutely a great feature and benefit of the product. One of the other major features of the product is that fuel cards can actually also be used to buy non-fuel items in the marketplace. So if you're running a fleet of vehicles in the market, you can also use that fuel card to be able to pay for your servicing, to change your windscreen, to buy tyres on. So again, the benefit there really is that all of those purchases go in that one statement, which means that you have a whole history in terms of what's been purchased for that vehicle in one place. And then in turn, that saves you administration in terms of managing all of those transactions from multiple sources, because you do have that in one location, being the monthly statement. Another thing that comes to mind, and certainly this becomes a little bit more prevalent as your fleet grows, is the reporting. So apart from the monthly statement that you receive, a lot of the fuel cards in the marketplace offer additional reporting. This could be things like a monthly fleet report, which just gives you a snapshot in terms of what your fleet has done for the month, where if they're fueled, how much money they've spent on fuel, what they've actually purchased and how often. And this is quite important, especially if you're running a fleet of vehicles that are exactly the same. You can actually then judge how drivers are driving versus their peers on one easy report. Another benefit of the reporting is that a number of these fuel card providers offer what's called exception reporting. So as a business owner, you're able to flag outside of the norm type transactions that are important for your business. So as an example, you might have a fleet of vehicles that you just want those vehicles to be filled up during the week. So those vehicles may go home with your drivers over the weekend, but they shouldn't be using those vehicles on a Saturday or a Sunday. So you're able to set up an exception report to make sure that every time a driver fills up on a Saturday and a Sunday, that will be flagged to you in real time and notify you to say, hey, Martin's just filled up his car on a Saturday. The transaction will still go through, but it just informs you to have a conversation with that driver to say, well, why did you fill up on a Saturday when you shouldn't be doing that? So that's quite an important business benefit as well. So reporting is also quite a significant part and a significant feature of having a fuel card in the marketplace. Just on reporting, another thing that comes to mind, which is also important, maybe not so much for smaller fleets, but certainly for fleets that are large in the marketplace, is telematics. So a lot of the fuel card providers in the marketplace have partnered up with telematics businesses. And what telematics is predominantly GPS tracking of vehicles. So in addition of being able to manage the cost and expense of your drivers or your fleet filling up, through a telematics solution, you're also able to track where the vehicles are. So at any given time in a live environment, you're able to determine and easily see where all of your fleet is located via the internet, via easy protocol. The other benefit of fuel cards is obviously the fuel discount. So typically all fuel cards in the marketplace will offer you a fuel discount every time you fill up your fleet of vehicles. That fuel discount typically is off the board price that you see, when you drive into the service station or the fuel site. That fuel discount is then taken off the transaction value on your statement, which in turn provides you with some savings in terms of running your fleet.